So our app isn't the most exciting or interactive website that's ever been created. Let's spruce it up a bit by adding an order manager to it that will track what we're eating each day. We'll build up this order manager with templates, controllers, and a service.
We'll need to create the service that will be responsible for managing the orders. This service will need to keep track of what has been ordered for each day. To do that, we can create a simple object to keep track of each day's items. We also need to keep track of the currently selected day, so the user will know which day they're ordering a menu item for. For this service to be useful, it needs to manage this data. Consumers of this service should be able to get the current list of orders. They should also be able to get and set the active day. And last, they should be able to choose an item for a meal, and then remove an item from a meal. The order manager is now capable of tracking anything the user wants to eat for any meal. Let's create a template and controller to let the user keep track of their menu items. We need a template that will display our orders, and a controller that will set the initial state for the template's expressions. Now let's add that template to the page. To get the data to our template, we need to inject the order manager service into the controller. Remember, we do that by passing an array of items to inject, and then the controller function as the last item in the array. Now we can set the list property of the controller to the orders returned by the order manager. The controller is all set, so we can now start modifying the template. We want to show the orders for each meal, and we want to repeat this list for every day. That means we need the ng repeat directive. The first time through, day will be Monday, and menu category will be this object. So now let's add the data to our template. So we can now track orders, but the user doesn't have any way to pick a menu item. In the menu template, we'll add this section where the user can pick when they want to eat this menu item, and we'll need a button to let them actually pick the meal. When the user clicks on this button, we'll send along the item's name and when they want to eat it. We'll need to create this choose_item function, so in menu.js we'll create it. Order information is managed by the order manager service, so we need to inject it into this controller so we can pass along the data. Order manager already has a method to let us add an item, so we'll just pass the data to it. Now we can select an item and choose when to eat it and add it to the order manager. How cool is that? Except we can only pick items for Monday. Let's fix that. In the order template, we need to make it so that when we click on a specific day, we'll update the order manager's active day to that one. So if Tuesday is clicked, we'll pass that along and tell order manager to update its active day to Tuesday.
We just made a bunch of modifications to our app, and it's really starting to come together. If you got lost along the way, just step back and remember what we're trying to do. Services maintain our data. We inject services into controllers so that controllers have access to that data. And then we display that data in templates. And again, services aren't tied to specific views or controllers, as we saw with the order manager service that we injected into two separate controllers.